What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Retro Cup, and in today's video I'm running Zangoose lead again, but I've thrown Defense Deoxys in the back instead of Medicham, and I really feel like this is my most favorite team to run in Retro Cup. I'm currently in the 2900 rating range. We're getting very close to Legend, the queue times are getting long, but I'm having a lot of fun with this team and it's been performing very well. Let me know down in the comments. I'm very curious, what type of gameplay do you enjoy being featured on this channel? Do you like when I run teams that I'm very skilled with and I'm able to get a lot of wins at higher rating ranges, but it involves more meta picks? Do you like seeing spicy Pokemon on the channel but maybe not as high a level of gameplay? Let me know down in the comments what you appreciate. And by the way, only 50% of the people that watch my videos on this channel are subscribed. So if you've been enjoying the content, consider hitting that subscription button. But without further ado, let's jump into these battles. They're not as sped up as normal because I do want to dive deeper into some of the gameplay decisions that I make in these battles. Munchlax in the lead. This is pretty favorable for Zangoose. The body slams are still really going to hurt, but if I can successfully land a close combat on this Munchlax, then it's going to be really favorable for me. So I'm going to go straight for the close combat. I'm trying to avoid the CMP tie, and they do end up shielding, so I actually end up catching on my Cresselia here. I can safely absorb this body slam damage, no problem. If they decide to stay in here, that's totally fine by me. They are hitting for super effective, but I know that I should be able to get to 2 charge moves, probably 2 Moonblasts to take out this Munchlax, and I want to see what they want to do here. Zangoose typically has the most value on the team, so trying to catch any damage you can on Cresselia and preserving those shields and trying to preserve Zangoose's health as much as possible tends to really be helpful here. So I'm actually going to let this body slam go. I don't have switch advantage, but they stayed in with Munchlax the whole time, so I'm wondering if whatever they have in the back is going to be weak to Cresselia. I have to shield this body slam here, but I bring back in the Zangoose, and I'm farming up extra here. Apologies if the image quality is a little bit more pixelated on the gameplay side of things. These came from my live stream where I had the phone screen much smaller, so I had to zoom this in a little bit to make it fit in the camera. Hopefully it's still acceptable to your eyes. There is an Altaria in the back, so not having switch advantage here is kind of unfortunate. I throw 1 Night Slash, and that's going to put it in range where 1 Rock Slide is going to be able to KO this thing. They allow me to get to the Rock Slide before they throw a move, so I'm really glad that they have not thrown energy yet. They end up shielding that, and they still have a very low Munchlax. It's very low. Gonna let the Sky Attack go through. Now Deoxys slightly outpaces Altaria to the Rock Slides, but this Altaria had a pretty significant energy advantage. So I'm farming up a little bit extra here, but the Dragon Breath damage is doing way too much. Gonna throw this Rock Slide and then see what they have in the back. Hopefully my Zangoose will still have some play. Their Munchlax is still alive. I know that they can potentially catch on it. They bring in Medicham. This is not great. I'm going to throw this Psycho Boost immediately and then swap to my Zangoose and start ripping off Night Slashes to try to get some damage on this thing. Oh, I actually end up staying in here, forcing the Medicham to throw energy. They end up going for a power-up punch here, which I survive. Now I can swap. I have a Night Slash banked. I'm going to guarantee that I get this damage off on the Medicham. Because the Medicham burned the energy, it allowed me to make this move. And they lost track of my energy and allowed me to get more farm. That was the only way I was going to potentially win that game there at the end, is if my opponent made a misplay, and luckily for me we were able to capitalize on that. Sometimes you win games because you make amazing plays, sometimes you lose games because you make mistakes, and sometimes you're able to win games because you capitalize on your opponent's mistake. Good game. I've been seeing a lot of comments, how do you handle Altaria lead? Well, this is how I typically handle it. I have to swap immediately into Cresselia. Because I'm running Rock Slide on the Defense Deoxys, I have more play against the Altaria late game. And in general, Cresselia is way more flexible in the Retro Cup than Defense Deoxys is, which is why I'm typically safe swapping the Cress here. They respond with the Galvantula, but I am able to get a shield advantage in this matchup. The really unfortunate thing is that the Galv can always leave this matchup with a move stored, and then that's really devastating for my Zangoose. I'm able to get to a last second Grass Knot here though, because they're trying to commit to the farm. They end up double shielding. They really want to maintain switch advantage. I'm hoping that I can Shadow Claw this all the way down. I do sneak in a Shadow Claw upon entry there, and that's actually pretty huge because that's non-debuff damage there. I no-shield that lunge, and at this point, I know that my Zangoose is going to be stuck against the Altaria, so I'm just totally sacrificing it. I'm recognizing that I'm hoping that my defense Deoxys will have play in the back. I am able to counter down this Galvantula right before it's able to get to a move. I have 2 shields. They have 2 Pokemon. I know one of them's a full health Altaria. They bring out the Altaria once again. Now I need to land 2 rock slides on this Altaria. And I also want to over farm slightly so I have some energy banked on whatever's in the back. So have to shield this up, but again the Dragon Breath is really chunking, so I can't over farm too much. Going to throw another rock slide here, and then this probably puts the Altaria in counter down range. Yep, sliver of health, and in the back is a Politoed. Holy cow. So I need to get to like a rock slide plus a Psycho Boost, and then hope that I can also counter down the Altaria. So I call the Weather Ball here. The safe play for them is going straight Weather Ball, but if they would have committed to Earthquake on that first charge move, they would have won the game. Have to shield this up. I'm at back-to-back rock slides. Gonna throw 1 rock slide here. I might go for double rock slide so that my counters aren't debuffed. No, I go for Psycho Boost here because I believe it hits for slightly more damage than a rock slide. I need to guarantee that this Politoed gets out of here. Down goes the Politoed, and we are able to counter down that Altaria and win the game and come back from the Altaria lead. Good game there. Zangoose into another Altaria. Not great. But we're going to go straight into the Cresselia here. Now, they are very, very slow to the Frostlass response here. Cresselia can totally flip this matchup, especially if you successfully call the Shadow Balls here. So I always go for Moonblast on the first move because this ensures that all I need to do is land a Grass Knot for the second charge move. I always shield up this first move. And when they go for Shadow Ball, it's even more favorable for me. I'm going to slightly over farm here and then throw a Grass Knot. I do know that the Frostlass will win the CMP tie. So I'm fully committed to committing 2 shields here. I would really like to flip switch advantage, and I would also like to overfarm to be able to potentially land a Moonblast on the Altaria. If they shield this, I can outpace to another Grass Knot. They let it go. Totally fine by me. If they bring in Altaria, Moonblast is going to be very threatening here. So we've seen Altaria, we've seen Frostlass. I'm anticipating whatever's in the back needs to be a counter to Walrein, because they're very weak to it in the lead. They cannot farm me down. They have to throw energy here. So this is even better for me. That is Night Slash plus a couple Shadow Claw range for my Zangoose. So I end up bringing in the defense Deoxys here. And I'm actually immediately going to go for a Psycho Boost because I want to see where they want to spend this last shield. They end up shielding that, so I go straight into my Zangoose. They bring out a Surfetch, but I have an energy advantage. We're going to be able to one-shot this Surfetch with close combat. Down goes the Surfetch. I'm not going to be able to get to a Night Slash because of my defense fell, but I should be able to counter down this Altaria. No problem. Full health defense Deoxys can easily handle that. And just like that, we're able to take the game. The Altaria leads often come down to how you play the secondary matchup with your Cresselia. And if you can farm a lot of energy, if your opponent is slow on the response on the swap there, you can flip it or get a shield advantage, and then things are looking pretty good there. Good game. Zangoose into Walrein. Okay, this is totally fine. If I land a close combat, it's pretty much going to one-shot this thing. But the Icicle Spears are very devastating, and technically we have 2 arguably better responses to Walrein in the back, so this is a matchup I don't necessarily want to stay in. I'm going for the close combat here. They shield. I tried to get out of there, but they threw the Icicle Spear on CMP. Very nice play. I'm going to store... Okay, I catch an Icicle Spear here, recognizing that they were one away. This Walrein is essentially energy dry now, but one Grass Knot will not KO it. They bring in Altaria onto my Cresselia. I was very surprised by this. And I'm also very curious as to what they have in the back then, if they're bringing out Altaria onto a Cresselia. Potentially a fighter, like maybe a Medicham in the back, or a Defense Deoxys in the back. But I'm going to let this Sky Attack go. I really want to get to this Moonblast, and I'm barely able to get to this Moonblast. Hopefully I'll get a shield here. And they let their Altaria go. Okay, now I'm going to be able to align my DD with the Walrein, so I'm feeling really good about this. I'm one away from a Night Slash, and it is a Medicham in the back, so I called the line correctly. I know that my Defense Deoxys is going to have the most value in this game because it has play against the Walrein and the Medicham. This is a pretty powerful matchup for DD here. Because the Psycho Boosts are definitely more threatening than these Ice Punches are, but you can't throw them right away. I'm stacking up a lot of energy here. I know I'm one away from Night Slash on my Zangoose, so I'm going to try to make an aggressive play. I'm going to throw a Psycho Boost here. They let it go. I instantly go into my Zangoose and punish with a Night Slash. I preserve health and energy on my Defense Deoxys, knowing that it has the most value. And now we're looking very good. We farm the Medicham down. They bring in the Walrein. And I knew they were energy dry, so I'm hoping that this is a CMP tie. I'm just going for Night Slash. This is kind of a dumb play because I'm not going to get to 2 moves anyways. But somehow I do get to 2 moves. Holy cow. Okay, in hindsight, it was actually the correct play. Another option would have been to just... we actually end up double boosting, but another option would be just go straight for the close combat. They get less farm, and then all I need to do is land a Rock Slide on their Walrein, which would have been an endgame scenario as well. Okay, Medicham lead, really hard counter, so I go straight into my Cresselia, and anytime they respond with a Lick User here, I'm totally fine with this because Cresselia can potentially get a shield advantage here. They can easily win switch if they want, but I need 3 moves to KO this Lickitung, and I typically go 2 Moonblasts and then a Grass Knot, I believe, to handle the Licky, so that way I get 2 opportunities to potentially drop their attack. So I'm going to throw the Moonblast here, they let it go, and then I do get the attack debuff there. And I'm really hoping that Grass Knot is going to be enough to KO, or by some miracle I survived this Body Slam because of the attack debuff. It's still enough damage to knock me out. Unfortunate. I know that they have Medicham, and if this is like Medicham double normal, this is going to be kind of tough. So I'm going to bring out my Defense Deoxys, fully commit to the farm down. They don't get to another Body Slam. That's good. It is another normal type in back. So I'm going to throw a Psycho Boost, but again, I'm already recognizing that Defense Deoxys is going to have to do the majority of the weight here. So throw a Psycho Boost, get out of there, catch the move on Zangoose. I'm still able to hit for super effective with my Zangoose. They undercharged that Crunch so they could get more farm with their Medicham, which nice idea, but the Shadow Claw damage is still hitting for super effective, and this allows me to get to 1 Night Slash. Only 1 Night Slash, and they do have a lot of energy, but all I need to do is land 1 Psycho Boost on this Medicham. I still cannot shield quite yet. Crunch from Greedent, and even Body Slam from Greedent, does more damage than the Ice Punches from Medicham. So I cannot commit my shields here quite yet. I'm getting very low. I'm going to throw a Rock Slide because I do not want to drop my attack. The counters are really what's going to help take out this Greedent. Able to counter down the Medi, and that Greedent is low enough that I'm thinking I have to commit to the counter down here. I sneak a counter through right there. Technically, I don't need to commit to the counter down because I'm going to be able to get to 3 Psycho Boosts anyways, but this was another way that I recognized that I could play out this matchup because they're not going to be able to get to another charge move here, and this guarantees that my counter damage does not get reduced. So we're able to take that game and win it there. Good game. That was a tough team comp as well. Okay, Deoxys lead, also difficult. I always throw a Night Slash before getting out of here. And if they end up, I have yet to encounter a defense Deoxys that CMP ties me on this move, but that's definitely the way that you should play it if you're my opponent, because I always throw immediately and that would punish my Zangoose more. They respond with an Araquanid. So again, I'm able to hit for neutral damage in this matchup, but they're able to hit for super effective damage. Araquanid is a really tough Pokemon for this team to handle. It has play against all three of my Pokemon. So I shield up the Bug Buzz correctly. If they would have baited me there, that would have been really devastating. But I was assuming they were going to go for the big move. I want to make sure that I can get 2 more charge moves off on this Araquanid, because it needs to be lower health in order for my Zangoose to handle it. Grass Knot and Moonblast both hit for neutral here, so I will throw the Grass Knot. And I get a shield, really good for me. If they go for Bubble Beam, I know I survive. If they go for Bug Buzz, it's going to be able to take me out, but I'm hoping I can farm them with my Zangoose. They do go for the Bug Buzz, good play. I'm hoping I can Shadow Claw down this Araquanid before they get to another move here. A little bit of a laggy entrance there, but now they bring in the Defense Deoxys to punish me. I will shield up the Rock Slide and then go into my own DD here. And I want to overfarm. I know that their Araquanid is pretty low on energy, pretty low on health, but I'm still going to potentially need to commit a charge move to it, depending on what Pokemon I have aligned. I will throw the Rock Slide right here. I can't really overfarm too much more. Still have my Zangoose alive, but nice aggressive play by my opponent. They have an Oranguru in the back. So I know this thing learns Foul Play. I go for the Rock Slide right here. If I can land a Night Slash on this, it's going to be enough to take it out, but they still have a shield. I'm really hoping that I can survive this Foul Play. I am able to survive. And I'm recognizing, I was really hoping I could store that Rock Slide, but nice play from my opponent. They sniped me down. I need to get to 2 Night Slashes here. So I go for a very risky denial here. I threw 2 Shadow Claws and then threw, but because I got fortunate and was able to deny that move, this barely allows me to get to the Night Slash because I believe they're at the Foul Play energy right there. And we are able to take this game. That was a really tough team comp, but we were able to come back and win. Good game. Walrein lead, we're totally fine with this. And Shadow Walrein as well. They throw immediately. That's fine. I'm definitely going to shield and keep this Zangoose healthy here. Out comes Nidoqueen. Okay, awkward Pokemon to deal with as well. I need to chip this with a lot of damage from my Zangoose. Throw 1 Night Slash, and then I actually go into Cresselia here. Because it's a Shadow Nidoqueen, all I need to do is land 1 Grass Knot at this health range. So I'm totally okay with this. If they would have shielded that first Night Slash, I would have thrown another one before making this move. I need to get the Nidoqueen in a health range where 1 Grass Knot KOs, because I really want switch advantage in this game. I survive Poison Fang, no problem. If I can get my DD aligned with that Walrein, we're looking very good. So I'm going to throw this Grass Knot. They either have to double shield and farm me down or lose switch. And they fight for switch. That's totally fine by me. They farm me down. Now I have a move stored on my Zangoose, but I'm going to farm up just 1 more and then throw. I know that I will win the CMP tie here. And it's a Medicham in the back. I got to get out of there immediately. But once again, they led Walrein. They have Medicham in the back. I'm recognizing that Defense Deoxys has the most value here. So I need to preserve this. They bring in the Walrein. I farm up just a little bit more. I remembered that they were energy dry, so I could do a couple more counters. I throw the Rock Slide, and then 1 more counter takes them out. I don't get hit by a charge move there. Looking good for me so far. And then I just need a significant amount of counter damage here, and then I can just rip off a bunch of Psycho Boosts and take this game. So I'm going to throw 1 Psycho Boost here. Medicham does win the CMP tie against DD. So I throw 1 move and then I swap immediately. And I'm able to get to this Night Slash. That cleared my attack debuff, so that way when I came in I would have full attack again with my Deoxys, and we're able to take that game there. Good game. We're climbing. These have been some really tough battles. Altaria lead again. It's tough, but we're going to go straight into Cresselia. We get some mutual lag in the beginning, and they swap Primeape. They swap Primeape. You know what I think happened in this game is we both simultaneously swapped, but because we both mutually lagged, neither of us were able to see what came out. And the only reason that my opponent would make this swap like this is if they were running double fighters. Altaria double fighter. Because they have 2 better responses to my Zangoose in the back. So immediately when I saw this happen, I was thinking, okay, this wasn't a mistake by them. This was just an unfortunate scenario, but this allowed me to kind of get a read on what their team is. If they bring in Altaria, we're going to be able to get a Moonblast off on this. And then once again, I'm recognizing that my DD is going to have the most value here. I need to align my Zangoose with the Altaria, and I need to save my DD for the back line. I'm anticipating a fighter, but we'll see if it ends up paying off. I go into, and it is another fighter. I'm kind of slow to the response there. I over-tapped a little bit, but it's a Surfetched. They're not bluffing Brave Bird or anything. They're just going for Night Slash. Gonna let the first one go through. But they boost on the first one, and so now these resisted counters are really hitting for a lot of damage. This is unfortunate for me. Have to shield up that Night Slash. I'm farming as much as I can. I throw Rock Slide. I don't want to drop my attack because these counters are hitting for strong damage against the Surfetched. They let the Rock Slide go, thank goodness. Out comes the Altaria again, but it's so low that I can rip off 1 Psycho Boost and then 1 more Psycho Boost and save my shield for Zangoose and get to the Night Slash. Now my switch clock is going to be up right after I throw this move. I'm recognizing that I can make this aggressive swap. And they no-shielded that, so I'm just going to be able to farm them down and take that game. Really unfortunate mutual lag in the beginning there. Zangoose into Altaria. Again, we've seen, what, 4, maybe 5 Altaria leads in this video. These were some really tough battles in these sets. Whenever they stay in like this, I'm a little curious as to what they have in the back, but they were, once again, incredibly slow to the response of this Araquanid. There's really nothing in this cup that, like, completely hard counters Cresselia. You know what? I say that, and then I have encountered people that are running Alolan Marowak or Kanto Ninetales in the back, so I'm about to eat my words there because I have seen it before, and that is the best response to a Cresselia swap. They go for Bug Buzz and they take me out. That's fine. Their Altaria has so much energy loaded. So much energy, and that's going to be really tough for me to deal with. Gonna bring out the Zangoose, and I'm just gonna get rid of this Araquanid immediately. I'm really curious as to what they have in the back. Araquanid is obviously their hard counter to Walrein. Because I got the boost here, I need to stay in. They bring in their defense Deoxys here, which I was very surprised by. But they're probably also recognizing that Altaria is gonna... Okay, and then they shield this. So I was kind of confused by this play. Let's see. I end up shielding this and then feeling like they were going to go for the combo play. They do, but instead of throwing a charge move, they try to farm me down here, or they misclicked. I get a shield. So now I need to land a Rock Slide on this plus a Psycho Boost, and then I still have their defense Deoxys that I have to KO. So this there's a lot for my DD to do here. I throw the Rock Slide immediately because in case they go for Moonblast, I don't want to risk the attack debuff. And then I know I'm going to get hit by move here. They do go for Dragon Pulse, actually. It hits for more damage than Sky Attack. I'm farming up as much as possible. We're going to throw the Psycho Boost, but I don't think I'm going to be able to take out their defense Deoxys. It's too healthy. Not able to get to a move there, and they are able to take this game. So definitely a difficult team comp for me. The Araquanid in the back was very difficult, and the Altaria in the lead. Well played to my opponent. Frostlass in the lead. Pretty favorable for me, and then they swap into Regirock. So I go straight into my DD here. Now there's a case to be made. I could stay in with Zangoose and throw the close combat, but I would actually get outpaced by 1 turn to that Stone Edge. So I just go for this immediate move anyways. Now I want to come out of this matchup with energy, because they're most likely going to bring in Frostlass again, and then these Rock Slides will be really threatening. So I'm going to throw Rock Slide here. Rock does not resist Rock, and I don't want to drop my attack if I don't have to. Able to counter down the Regirock. I'm anticipating Frostlass, but they come in Lickitung. Okay. This is kind of awkward for me to deal with. I don't want to get farmed all the way down here. So I think I end up swapping into Cresselia here. I'm recognizing that Cresselia is kind of like my throwaway Pokemon here. We've already seen Frostlass, we've seen Lickitung, both of which Cresselia doesn't do the best. It has neutral play, so I am just using Cresselia purely as a damage sponge here. I don't want to have to shield it. I just want to rip off as much damage as possible. I know that their Lickitung is low. It should be low enough for my Zangoose to be able to handle it. I still have energy stored on my defense Deoxys. This Frostlass has to Shadow Ball me to knock me out. And they do commit to the Shadow Ball. Good play on their part. Now I have energy stored on DD. Do I throw it here? No, I'm going to come into the Zangoose. And I need to overfarm here. Body Slam is not that threatening. Avalanche is definitely way more threatening. If they shield this Night Slash, I'm feeling like I could go for a Rock Slide combo play here. So let's see what they are going to do. They shield. And then they actually go into their Lickitung. I have a Night Slash stored. And I know that I win CMP against Frostlass. Because I know they're going to be able to farm me down here with their Frostlass. But it's so low that I commit to the Rock Slide here. And I have the Night Slash stored, and I win the CMP tie. So even though they barely survive and they're able to farm me down, I'm going to win the CMP tie and take them out. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Again, if you've been appreciating the content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you all in the next video.